students. Today we will start our new chapter number 8, that is getting to know plant. You may have observed the different plants in your park or nearby garden. Are they of same kind? No, they are of different kind. So they are according to the nature of the stem and size of the stem, they are divided into 3 categories. Let's take a look on them. As you have observed, 3 categories of plants, that is herbs, shrubs and trees. Their characteristics are different from each other. There are 2 more types of plant, that are creepers and climbers. We will see a
trees, herbs, shrubs, climbers, creepers, etc. Let's learn about them. Trees. Some plants are very tall. They have thick and strong stem. The stem is divided into branches higher upon the stem. Such plants are called trees. They have a big brown woody stem which is called trunk. They need large space for spreading their branches. Usually, they live for longer time. Examples: coconut tree, neem tree, ashoka tree, mango tree, pine tree, banyan tree, etc. Shrubs. Some plants are short. They have hard but thin stem. Usually, the stem have branches at the base near the ground. Such plants are called shrubs. They does not have a single trunk. Instead, they have many thin, brown, woody stems. These plants need smaller space for spreading their branches. Usually, they live for shorter time. Examples: rose plant, cotton plant, hibiscus plant, etc. Herbs. Some plants are even shorter than shrubs. They have weak, thin and green stems. It is sufficiently strong to let the plant stand upright on the ground. Such plants are called herbs. The stem of herbs does not have many branches. These plants take very little space and have short lifetime. Example: aloe vera, tulsi, wheat, coriander, spinach, paddy, etc. Creepers. There are some plants which have soft, weak and green stems. Plants could not stand on such stem and so they spread on the ground. Such plants are creepers. Examples: pumpkin, watermelon, etc. Climbers. Similar to creepers, some plants have soft, weak and green stems. They can stand upright. However, instead of spreading on ground, these plants have tendrils with which they take the support of surrounding objects and climb up in vertical direction. Such plants are called climbers. Example: bitter gourd, pea plant, bean plant, bottle gourd, bougainvillea, etc. I hope you understood this video very well.
I hope you have understood about the 2 categories of plants, that is creepers and climbers. Now let's move on further. Our next topic is parts of plant. The parts of plant is divided into 2 parts. First is root system and second is shoot system. First we will start with what is root system. So let's see a video to understand in detail the root system.
Plants are also living things. They have different parts. Each of these parts perform a specific job. The parts of a plant body are divided into 2 main systems, These are the root system, the shoot system. The parts of the plant that grow mainly under the ground form the root system. The parts like stem, leaves, flowers and fruits that remain above the ground form the shoot system. Root system. The part of the plant that grows below the surface of the earth is called the root. It always grows towards gravity and moisture and away from the light. The root systems of plants are mainly of two types: taproot and fibrous root. Functions of roots. The main functions of the root are given. Fixation. Roots spread out into the soil and hold the plant firmly to the ground. This prevents the plant from being pulled out easily or blown away by the wind. Conduction. Roots absorb water and mineral salts from the soil and pass them into the stem. The plant uses these to manufacture food and carry out life functions. Preventing soil erosion. Roots help to bind soil particles together. In this way, roots prevent the soil from being blown away by the wind or washed away by water. Activity 3. To demonstrate that roots absorb water and mineral salts from the soil. Things needed: 2 pots, 2 wheat plants, khurpi, some water, soil, a pair of scissors. Method. Take 2 pots, A and B. And fill them with soil. Select 2 wheat plants from an open ground. With the help of a khurpi, dig these 2 wheat plants without breaking their roots. Plant 1 wheat plant in pot A. With the help of scissors, cut off the roots from the other wheat plant and plant it in pot B. Provide water to both the pots regularly and observe the plants after a week. Observation: the wheat plant in pot A remains healthy, while the wheat plant in pot B dries up. Conclusion: in plants, roots are essential for the absorption of water and mineral salts from the soil. Activity 4. To observe anchorage by roots. Things needed: wheat plant in the ground, khurpi. Method. Visit a nearby garden and look for some wheat plants. A weed is an unwanted plant that grows on its own. Try to pull out a wheat plant. Observation: it is not easy to pull out the wheat plant from the soil. Use a khurpi to dig it. You observe that the roots are firmly fixed into the soil. Conclusion: the roots help in holding the plant firmly in the soil. They are said to anchor the plant to the soil. Modified roots. Roots of some plants are modified to perform additional functions. Let us study some of the root modifications and their functions. Storage of food. In plants like carrot, turnip, radish, sweet potato and beet, the roots are swollen. These are called storage roots. Additional support. If we look at a banyan tree, we can see rope-like growths hanging down from its bigger branches. Some of these growths are long, thick, and penetrate into the ground. These rope-like growths are called prop roots. These prop roots act like pillars and provide additional support to the heavy, spreading branches of the banyan tree. Fixation of nitrogen. Plants like peas, beans, ground nuts, moong and urad have small swellings on the roots which are called root nodules. These nodules contain rhizobium bacteria that can fix atmospheric nitrogen in the soil and thus make the soil fertile. Plants that contain root nodules are called leguminous plants. Breathing roots. Many mangrove plants that grow in salt lakes and marshy areas develop specialized roots called pneumatophores or breathing roots. For the purpose of breathing, such roots grow vertically upwards from the underground roots of the plant and come out of the water or marsh. Each root contains numerous pores for exchange of gases.
In video, you have observed that there are two types of root. What are the functions of root and modifications of root? So, we will move to our next topic, that is shoot system. Let's see a video.
That grows above the soil. It consists of the stem, leaves, flowers and fruits. The small outgrowths on the stem of a plant are called buds. Buds are of two types, terminal buds and axillary buds. At the top of the shoot is a terminal bud. It is responsible for the vertical growth of the plant. The axillary bud is found between the stem and the leaf stalk. The axillary buds give rise to many branches of the plant. The part of a stem where a leaf arises is called node, and the region of stem between the two adjacent nodes is called internode. Functions of the stem. The main functions of the stem are support. The stem bears and supports the branches, leaves, flowers and fruits. It spreads out the leaves in such a way that they get proper sunlight for preparing food by photosynthesis. Conduction. The stem helps in the conduction of water and mineral salts absorbed by the roots of the plant. It also conducts prepared food from the leaves to various parts of the plant, such as roots and fruits. Don't you agree that the stem is like a two-way street? Activity 5. To show that water rises through the stem. Things needed: a glass, water, red ink, blade, stem of tuberose, Rajnigandha or balsam with white flowers. Method: gently pull out a balsam plant or a tuberose plant with white flowers from the soil. Cut the roots with the help of a blade. Dip the base of the cut stem in a glass containing water, to which a few drops of red ink have been added. Observe what happens after 24 hours. Observation: we see red-colored veins on the white flowers. This shows that the stem has conducted the red-colored water to the flowers. If we take a blade and cut through the stem, we see several tiny red spots on it. This shows that the stem contains narrow pipelines or tubes through which the colored water moved up through the stem. Conclusion: the experiment shows that stem conducts water and mineral salts from the roots to the leaves and other parts of the plant. Modified stem. Stems of some plants are modified to perform some additional functions. Let us study some of these stem modifications and their functions. Storage of food. Stems of plants like ginger, onion, and potato develop underground. They become thick and fleshy due to the storage of food. Food manufacture. Plants like cactus and opuntia grow in deserts or in very dry places. In such plants, the stem is modified into a thick, fleshy and green structure. These stems manufacture food by photosynthesis and also conserve water. Defense. In some plants like citrus and bougainvillea, the buds in the stem are modified into hard, pointed and sharp structures called spines or thorns. These structures prevent animals from eating the plant.